Welcome, everybody, to a fourth episode of Unique Lens, the podcast. I have found myself a fantastic content creator who has an amazing story to tell and is moving into some pretty exciting stuff. So, Claire of the McSaras, welcome to Unique Lens.
Thank you so much for having me. What an honor to get to be on your show and share a bit about our story and what we're doing. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. You definitely are much more popular than me, and so I appreciate just coming
I have a
in
bigger
and
account
helping.
than you at
You've
the
made more
moment.
videos. You've made more
But you know
videos, let's say
what?
that.
Like everyone starts, we all start somewhere. And when I first started interviewing people on my other account, like I was reaching out to people and going, oh my gosh, is anyone going to say yes? And it's amazing how many people say yes, because
Yes.
everyone who's created content knows that we all started with 0 followers, 0 subscribers, you know. So I'm stoked to get to chat with you and yeah, your
Yeah,
community
I
is cool.
randomly came across your account and your IVF story. I'm going to get my desk down because we might as well look somewhat like we're at the same height. That's weird. The things you have to think about. My wife and I went through IVF, but we're one of the lucky stories where it worked first time, and there's not a lot of us around, and so seeing anybody else's journey and the struggles and the emotion, I loved kind of going through your journey and how open and uh, honest you were with the whole thing. Um,
Oh, thank you so
it's
much.
it's important. I think that's one of the good things about the social networks out there is being able
Yeah.
to share things that clearly affect plenty of us, and not necessarily queer people either. We had a friend. It took 3 goes. She was having a kid by herself because
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
what did the conversation sound like with you and your wife when you decided that this was a good idea?
To have a baby or to start
No,
sharing about having a baby?
the sharing part.
Well, I had been creating content for a while. I have another YouTube channel where I was interviewing other content creators, just hearing about their journeys. And I had the wonderful honor of interviewing Brett Shuford, who is half of the Broadway Husbands, and he sadly died earlier this year. And but yeah, I had the wonderful honor of hearing about his journey to becoming a content creator. And at that point, I wasn't sharing anything about like my queerness or whatever. Like I wasn't denying it, but it didn't really come up in the type of content that I was making that much. And hearing how they were just sharing their family's life, how they'd shared their story to becoming a family.
Yeah,
And we were at the very start of like, we'd kind of just decided around that time that we were going to start trying to have a family. And so I was very comfortable with the idea of sharing publicly our story. And the way he put it was like, what did I need to see? Like, you know, thinking back to the younger version of ourselves, what did we need to see? And telling that story, and that conversation with him, that interview with him, really like changed the trajectory for me. And I was like, now all I need to do is convince Nina to share our lives online.
yeah. And how'd that
But
go?
well, when I spoke to her about it, she was like, yeah, we need to do it. Like it was almost instant. She was like, well, actually, she said, what do I have to do? Because she saw how much time I was spending creating content. And she was like, well, I'm certainly not going to be doing that. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was like, you just need to be in the videos and I'll do everything else. And not even in all of the videos, but I'll do all of the editing, all of the everything else that happens. And
yeah,
she was like, yeah, let's do it. And it's also like we have really open dialogue about what we are sharing and what we're not sharing. I've got a secret that I could tell you. because everyone will know by the time this podcast goes up, Nina is 12 weeks pregnant today.
Yay,
So
congrats.
thank you. Thank
That's
you. So
amazing.
we decided, the first time that we shared our IVF journey was when I was like, it was happening in my body. And I was like, open book, tell everyone everything. Like, when it didn't go well, I was like, let's share that. Like, because that's a really important part of the story
Yeah.
and that so many people go through. And then we were super lucky to get pregnant the second time. And well, for it to work, go the whole
Yeah.
way the second time. And we have a beautiful toddler. And then we were doing the same with Nina, and then Nina had a miscarriage, and that was obviously horrendous. It's so awful. But we decided as a couple to keep it to ourselves from then on, because it was really painful. And yeah, so I think from the beginning we were like, we will share what we're comfortable sharing, and when we stop being comfortable sharing it, if we stop being comfortable sharing it, then we'll stop. um but we just thought it's a story that needs to be told. I hadn't seen very much of that type of content. There was like lots of stuff from doctors,
Yeah.
like lots of very clinical medical stuff about IVF, but not about like the human experience of going through it. um but yeah, that's a long-winded answer to your story,
It's a very good
your question.
answer. No, and it's true. I think for us, so I'm based in Seattle, in Washington, in Pacific Northwest. Where are you based?
I'm in Adelaide, Australia, so it's like morning here
I
and
was going
it's
to
night
say
for
it's the
you.
end of the day for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for waking up. No, I was going to say when my wife and I went through it, and we have uh, issues with her mother. And I found out that depending on where I was in the US, I likely wouldn't have a right to my own daughter. I didn't carry her. I'm on her birth certificate as the other
Mm,
parent, even though we tried to tell them that parent and parent might be better on those birth certificates.
right.
And she has my last name, but found out that so her family out of Texas, and yeah, figured out that we should probably have her adopt. So I did a similar thing where I just went on TikTok for like 3 episodes and be like, yeah, so social worker's going to come and check whether I can take care of my kid, and it's
Mm,
like that's super. Um, but it is
yeah,
these are stories that need to be told, and it's important for others to know
absolutely.
about them.
Mm.
But how did you roll off of that sorta into the awesome flag that you have behind you?
Haha. Well, well, it all kind of happened at around the same time, which was very interesting. An interesting experience to go through. Like, the miscarriage happened around the same time this was going berserk, and I'll go
And by
back a
this, for
little.
anybody who's just listening, there is a pride flag behind Claire that is of all the different color post-its that you need. I forgot that part. It
Absolutely.
is a podcast that can be listened to.
Oh yes. Yeah, so I noticed that because I was like, I was getting a little bit frustrated with how hard it was to make long form content, to
Yeah,
be perfectly honest. And I noticed that I was spending heaps of time consuming content on Instagram. Like, that's where I was enjoying spending time. And I noticed there were heaps of two mum families doing really well on Instagram. And I was like, I think maybe I should learn a bit more about this. And I'd heard about this Instagram coaching course for a long time, and I'd never done it because I was like, no, YouTube's my thing. This is where I'm gonna be.
yeah.
And but yeah, I thought, well, let's see. There was a Black Friday sale, and I was like,
There you
okay,
go.
this is a good opportunity to lock in this very very affordable price to get in on this membership. And it was during a monthly coaching call with Brock Johnson, and he was talking about creating some kind of a challenge, like a daily challenge. You've seen this. I'm going to walk step for every new follower I get, or,
Yeah.
I'm going to do one push up for every new follower I get. And he was like, this is such an amazing way to connect with the right audience. And I was like, I don't really know how me doing push-ups would connect me to I'd get strong, but it's not going to connect me to the right
Yeah.
people. So I was like, what can I do? What could I do? What could I possibly do? And I was sitting over there. My desk was turned around the other way. And I looked up here at this blank wall with one picture on it. And I was like, that is the shape of a flag. And then I thought, I wonder if I can get sticky notes, all of the colors of the pride flag, which you
Yeah.
can. And then, the next thing was working out if I could convince Nina that I should spend $60 on sticky notes. And she isn't that controlling of our finances. So she was like, yeah, of course, do whatever you want to do. So I decided I'd write our followers' names on sticky notes. And I thought maybe it would grow our account by like 1,000 followers. By maybe 6 months we'd get 1,000
Yeah.
followers, which would be amazing because our account was at like 739. I've got a screenshot of the day I started it because I'm big into documenting things,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad that I did that. The idea wasn't to just build this big gay thing. It was to connect with people that wouldn't give us a hard time for being a two-mum family, starting to experience some like homophobic comments and stuff like that. And I was like, I just want to be surrounded by love. I just want people who will think it's awesome that we're two women with a baby. So yeah, that was in December 2025. It's now August 2026. And that project, plus other stuff that's kind of come off of that, has grown our account by like 33,000 followers.
Amazing.
And it's just morphed into something, people started sharing their stories with me. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, this account is no longer just about me and Nina. It's like a safe space for the whole queer community. And we're big into inclusivity, and just totally believe that queer storytelling is so important, and hearing other people's stories that are different to ours, but also, like, I think we all have so many similarities as well in the
Yeah.
things that we go through, as queer people and allies as well.
Yep.
Like, it's yeah. So that's how that shift happened.
It's a good shift though. There's,
Yeah,
there again, social media has been really great for that. And there's a whole new generation of people that don't know what it was like in the 90s to have very little representation of any kind anywhere. And trying to find your people was always an interesting one.
yeah,
Um, and
definitely. Even in like the
yeah,
2000s, like when did I come out? I was 23 when I came out, and I was born in 1986. Um, so what's the maths on that? I'm not sure, but there was nothing. There was nothing. There was the L word. That's not
yes,
nothing,
at that
actually.
point, yes. And that was Gillian Anderson as a scientist,
Oh, yes.
but nothing queer about that at the time. And look at her now. I was at school in the UK in the 90s, and I hadn't figured it out, but I turned 18 and somebody took me to a lesbian club that literally was called Paradise, obviously. And it was 3 floors
Brilliant.
and it was all women on every floor. And I was like, this is amazing.
What a
Still
thrill.
hadn't quite, I hadn't clicked until I arrived at uni in 95. And I ended up in a 3-year relationship because that's what happens
That
when you
is what
figure yourself
happens.
out. But, and then I went and wrote a whole thesis about, representation in the early 90s and late 80s. And Bound came out just in time so that I could write that part in as a chapter on how straight women watch lesbians on screen
Yeah. Oh, wow.
because
Super
we've
interesting.
had to, make our male characters pretty much work for us in the past. And when you have a strong character like Corky, a lot of straight women were like, yeah, that's what I'm paying attention to. All right.
Yeah.
Um, it was an interesting idea, and then yeah, just ended up telling queer stories and reporting on all the queer things in England after that. I think the the stuff that you're putting out there and these stories on post-its and now your new membership uh,
Yeah.
program, which is pretty genius, I think is such a good way to build on something without it feeling like you're trying to get money off of people.
Mm.
So tell the people about this new membership as well, because you deserve to tell that.
Well, it was, thank you. It was a really interesting time. I did my tax return a few weeks ago. This is how this came about.
Yeah, it'll do that to you.
And I was like, I'd been making the merch,
Yep.
right? I almost always wear my own merch.
I was going to
Not
say,
ashamed
insert
anymore.
Claire wearing her own merch currently. Go to the website to see what that merch looks like.
That's right. But yeah, it's like the merch is for people who are listening is like a design based off the sticky notes on my wall at various stages of the flag existing on my wall. But yeah, so I've had this merch and I've done like a lot of giveaways, and I guess I gave away like too many. And so like I definitely ate into my own profits a lot with that. But there's a lot of costs that come with creating content, and you know, before all of the time that is spent, and I definitely, like, I would love for content creation to be something that I'm able to support my family with. So there's always been like this idea of how can I work out a way of funding this mission that's also providing something that's really wholesome and bringing people some extra joy. Like the free content will always be there, will always be free, but like for people who are in a position to or do want to have kind of like an extra level of that. I was laying in bed. I could not sleep, and not because my daughter was awake. She woke me up, but then I was laying awake in bed for hours and hours going, what am I going to do? How am I going to provide for my family? What can I do that is yeah, something a little bit extra, something special for the community. And I this is something that I didn't share. I don't know if you saw my Instagram video about this,
I did.
but I one of my friends who was always a little bit witchy woo, she died back in, I think it was 2019. And every now and then when I'm having a very stressful time, I'll lay there and I'll talk to her and I'll
Love
say,
that.
Elizabeth, what do I do? What do I do? And she was like, well, like, I mean, but I say she was like,
Hear you.
yeah. And I, this idea just came to me of just continuing the sticky note thing, but writing just little simple, uplifting, wholesome quotes or just thoughts or concepts or ideas. Like, I wonder if I have any here. There's shit all over my. Oh, am I allowed to say that?
Well, you can absolutely swear.
Like, I mean, this is the most basic that it comes,
Yeah,
but like, you know,
love is
love is
love.
love. Like, imagine that just showing up in your inbox. That's it.
Yeah,
Just a
yep.
little queer affirming love letter or sort of thing. And then what if that came in your letterbox instead of a fine? Wouldn't that be nice? So I came up with this thing. Well, I guess me and Elizabeth came up with this thing, and it's called the Sticky Note Postal Service. And I had
Love
just
it.
watched. Nina was like, "Oh, that sounds an awful lot like Kiki's Delivery Service," um, and which we had watched the weekend before.
Yeah,
Do you know this film?
I do not,
Oh, it's so
shockingly.
cute. It's a very, very cute Studio Ghibli film.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I was like, oh, it does sound a little bit like that. But yeah, the Sticky Note Postal Service is, I just launched it, and I thought I'd put it out to the community before I bothered launching it to see if people would even be interested in such a thing, because it's pretty random. Um,
But it was good
And
to get feedback. Um,
yeah,
the way
it
you
was
presented it, it was absolutely, yeah. It's
yeah, it was
especially because you have an engaged
priceless.
community.
It was absolutely priceless to get that feedback, the direct feedback from people. And that's one thing that I have learned about creating content. It's like people like the transparency. People like to see that you're a human trying to work out what the hell you're doing.
Yes,
Like
and that as somebody who's just turned 50, it doesn't get any better.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm just all about like embracing that and saying, this is
Yeah,
what I'm thinking. What do you think of that? And it was an overwhelmingly positive response. Um, so yeah, it's, I'm stoked. Within the first hour of me launching it, we had members sign up, and
brilliant.
like it's so cool. So I have like a very um like low ticket price. Is that the word? Low
Yep,
ticket? Is that the word
we
people
can go
use?
with that.
um, like a kind of entry
It's
level one. Mm.
let's go with entry
Which is
level.
just it in your inbox. It's like, so there's a digital version, and then there is like getting things in the physical mail, which are just
Hmm.
stickers, and the top tier is like the stickers plus handwritten sticky notes. So it gives it just that little bit of extra
Yeah.
kind of personal touch. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'm pretty stoked with the response to it so far. And
And you have an audience that's pretty wide as well, right? Your audience is not just in Australia, clearly me, but
yeah, it's our audience is almost like, I think it's something like 50% US based.
wow.
So that's an interesting experience. Um, like yeah, I think it's so funny. But I mean that's where there's just such a massive amount uh of people in the US. It's
There
huge.
is a lot of people in this country and a lot of us who are desperate for this kind of content. It's kind of why I started this thing as well, where I just want to go talk to people who are inspiring. So welcome aboard.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
it's no,
Yeah.
it's really cool to watch people just do what they love and grow it into something and still remain human,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on that's not human right now, isn't there?
Plenty. Yeah, I
And
just downloaded TikTok because I was like, I should probably be on TikTok. And I was like, there's like 80% of the stuff that keeps coming up before I said what I liked, where I mess with the algorithm. I'm like, this isn't real. That's not real. This is, yeah, that's AI. That's AI.
mm,
And yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no.
it's strange, and there's some of it is getting hard to distinguish. It's
Yes,
totally full on, and I think that potentially like a year from now, I think there's going to be like most people are going to believe a lot of the stuff that is AI, like AI clones and stuff. They're just getting so horrifyingly real looking, which is a huge
yeah,
part of where I think the lo-fi nature of what I'm doing, me literally writing people's names on sticky notes, me literally writing like, stuff like this on sticky notes, trans rights are human rights,
indeed.
like me sending things out that are real and people can touch, and like I love it. I love doing it. I love that it's just me and no clever tricks.
Yep. No, it's true
I
though.
don't like the
It's
clever tricks.
no, hence why editing is my worst nightmare. And I'm sure I can ask somebody to edit it, but it's not going to keep what I want to keep. So I might as well do it
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Um, no, it's an interesting time um, of working on creative things that are yeah that are tangible and real and that I still think that we all have a unique voice, hence the unique lens. We all have our own way of looking at the world, and it's I still don't think this can be taken away because you're still having to write so much code in for it to be decent code out for that to even happen. And so, yeah, getting our, our privacy settings right for all the stuff that we talk about, it's important because it creates, our own. our own voice, and we don't want that shared anywhere because it's too honest and
Mm,
too real to turn it into a little robot doing it for you that looks
yeah.
like a human. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's I mean with all technological advances, there are awesome things about
Oh
it.
yeah,
Of course, like but it's like this the I guess the AI slop is
yeah.
the stuff that I am not into. But
No,
yeah, it's a very interesting time to be a content creator, but I don't think that anything can replace real human connection.
no, absolutely not. And
Mm.
they're trying hard because the it started with a bunch of people who didn't like going out. So
Yeah, right?
what do you
Yeah.
expect? You know?
Oh, it is so
And
interesting.
yeah, cool. Well, listen, this has been an amazing conversation. I'm excited to see where all this goes for you. Tell the humans what your website is and what your channels are, and I'll make sure
Yeah.
to post them at
We
the end as well.
are the McSaras, often pronounced the McSaras, which I don't mind. And so it's, or actually, sometimes it's been them C Saras.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can all
Um,
figure out how to spell that.
yeah, good luck. For I think that will it be on screen for the
Yes,
people watching?
it'll be on screen. So
Yeah, or
pull that
it's
up, and then there's a website
yeah, that's it.
too.
Themcsaras.com, which is HEMCSARAS. I don't know.
.com.
People could probably find it in your show
It's
notes.
Sarah without an H. It just I say Sarah because my Sarah is without an H. She says Sarah, so I have a Sarah for a wife. So
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yes, I've
um,
been called Sarah my whole life. But that's fine. I'm Claire.
there you go, Claire. Cool. Well, listen, Maxaras, good luck with the world.
Good
Continue
luck with
doing what
your
you're
world.
doing. Thank you. And I'll send you something to put on your board up there. And
Awesome.
hopefully we can potentially with my next few guests grow this amazing community of yours.
Amazing. Well, I am absolutely going to be sharing this with all my peeps as well. So
Awesome. Thank you very much.
beautiful. Thank you.
All right. Good luck being a parent. We haven't
Thank
talked
you.
about that. That could be
You
another
too.
episode. Awesome. Thank you so much, Claire. Appreciate it.
No
Take
worries.
care. Cheers.